What's going on, fam? I'm English.
And I'm Tai. And we're the Normans.
One of the first questions was, what was I looking for? Mm-hmm. So I guess the question was posed to the fact that me and Tai were actually together. So what I was looking for at the time that me and Ty ended up meeting was a wife. You know, I was looking to settle down. Okay. I was looking for somebody that would not only know God and all the good stuff, I was still looking for somebody that could be a business partner, somebody that could cook. Hey, you know, my biggest thing was, hey, I want to have kids. I want to have a whole family. So I definitely want to have somebody that knows how to kind of do these things. It's not that I want her just to be the sole person that cooks or provides that way for the household. But, you know, it is a comfort in knowing that, hey, you know what, she can take care of my children. If I need her to, she ain't going to always have them at the first fast food restaurant.
Of the restaurant
that comes across. I wanted somebody that was not only about that, but was willing to handle her own business. So, you know, when I was looking, those were the things that I was looking for in the character things. Somebody that would love me for me. Somebody that would love and respect the relationship. Wow, it was a few different things that kind of came up when I was looking.
You never really think about it until the question is actually posed.
Yeah, you never really think about it. But, you know, we as men, we don't really have a list of things per se that we actually are held to or bound by. But we do have certain things and qualities that we look for. Just like, you know, for most guys, and I can speak for myself, anybody that's been raised by their mom, their auntie, you had your sister around, your grandma, your nana, whatever you want to call her, G-mama, whatever the case may be.
Gigi.
Yeah, exactly, your Gigi. You know, it's certain things as a male that you kind of recognize in those women that have had such a significant role
in your life.
You know, in your life. So once it comes time to find your own wife or that relationship that you feel could possibly kind of move forward and progress that way, you're somewhat in a way looking for some of the same characteristics.
Yeah.
So for me, I found myself kind of looking for the same thing.
Yeah, and I mean, for us as women, of course, you know, we grow up with a list.
True.
We grow up with, you know, with your, I know. It's a super duper list. For some women, that list can be really extensive.
True.
I know for myself, some of the things that I was looking for, I was absolutely looking for a husband. I was not looking for someone I could date. I had been dating all of my life, but I had not gone into a relationship. I had never been engaged to anybody. So this was something that I wanted to go into figuring out. What did that feel like? Because I've never had it before. And so in terms of characteristics, I was looking for someone who was kind. I was looking for someone who had integrity. Of course, someone who knew God. That was top of my list. I didn't want anybody that was outside the wing because I just felt like with me just getting born again, and me really coming into the things of God and just trying to understand where I was, what He created me to be, and me just as a masterpiece. I wanted somebody who would respect that, someone who would respect my body. You know, in your previous relationships, you go through so much with so many different people, and so trying to figure it out. And so I was looking for someone with a very tall stature. I'm about 5'3", 5'3", 5'3",
let's get it right.
And a couple of quarters.
5'2".
Okay. It's not your goal.
It's not here.
It's not your goal, though. And so I remain quiet. So, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so, you know, so I was looking for somebody with a taller stature. I wanted, you know, my kids to have a taller stature than me. And more than likely, it's probably because I was a little bit shorter when I was growing up.
Well,
so the biggest thing, oh, dear God. God forbid. So anyway, so those were some of the things that I look for. I didn't have the traditional list that centered around the financial side of things. The list that included, like, you know, this person, where they would work, where they would live, if they live with their mom or not, or whatever the case might be. I really started from the core because the way that I was raised with my great grandmother, since a really small age. The respect level was a big thing for me. Integrity was always a big thing for me. Doing the right thing when no one's looking, doing it right the first time, and so forth. So those were the biggest things for me. I later on, as I got older as a woman, started tacking things on the list like, wow, they probably should know God or have him as a personal savior. Traditionally,
some singles, and honestly, some of our single ladies, single at heart, single lady, but some of them, they have these extensive lists. And it's like, oh, I want them to be chocolate, or I want them to be light skinned, or I want them to be tall, or I want them to be short. Oh, he has to be buff, and
what I
he has to be built, and he has to have $1 million.
Yeah, and
don't forget that part.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
What I will say is that even those traditional lists is definitely nothing wrong with that. So we don't want to come off as saying that there's something wrong with it. However, we do want to make this special point. I was reading in the Bible. I forgot what the story was, and I remember it was just about maybe God talking to David, and he was talking about the inside, just looking at a man, on the inside, and just really understanding him from the inside. That I don't view him, or I don't view man that way, so we shouldn't. And I gave my husband an example a couple months ago. I'm like, what if you came to me and told me that you had a list and I was all of those things except the fact that I didn't have the career that was on your sheet? Well, I brought to his attention, like, as women, I know we come with those lists, and that's great. No one's saying drop your expectations, but what if someone cut you down because you were just a school teacher, or you were just an attorney, or you were just a master cosmetologist, or you were just an engineer? All of those things play a big part, and flip the script a little bit. I mean,
even for us, the same thing goes with these lists. It's kind of like, hey, what if he's just a janitor?
Don't pull out a trailer.
What if he's just a county worker or a city worker, or a blue collar worker, or whatever the case may be, and he doesn't live in a house on a hill, and he doesn't meet you on a white horse, or whatever
what
the case may be. What do you do
with those pieces of information? So it's all in what you're looking for. I mean, so each of us had our own little things. Women, naturally, we grow up into having a list, and as we get older, that list begins to develop, and it becomes more fulfilled, and sometimes it's a little superficial and superficial.
That's true.
That's the best word I could use. So
So what I will say is, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, if you have lists,
you need to reevaluate.
You may want to reevaluate.
Just take a quick peek and just see. Make sure that you are not just listing things that are superficial. Man, at the end of the day, you want somebody that's good at the core, or good to the core, or good. It's just a good heart. A good heart,
like, all the way around.
I feel like I got a good-hearted person. I mean, I trust that.
And I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So looking for that first.
Integrity,
character.
How do they
act? Character things, In certain instances, what is their first initial response? Is it to fight? Is it to
bust a hole in the wall?
Flight? Is it run? Is it cave in? Is it quit? Is it give up? So kind of,
is it verbal abuse? Is it physical abuse?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that you want to look for. I mean, I guess the next question that we got was, how do you know that you found that person?
Yeah.
Which is a huge, big one. I think I want to start first because
that's cool.
First off, I didn't read anywhere in the Bible where there was a soulmate situation going on. I missed it. I've looked at the different versions. What I believe, and this is just my belief, and I'm gonna put it in a disclaimer at the bottom here near subscribe.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That I think that God sends several different people with the characters that will help you to build and to develop character in that relationship.
Or the characteristics that you may be looking for.
Yeah, develop integrity, learn how to be loving and forgiving. That's what I believe. I don't believe that there's one person, because at the end of the day, what if somebody took your one person? Then that would leave you without. I just don't really see.
That's true. And it's honestly, if
God,
we think about
minusing and minusing.
Yeah, just to truthfully be honest, if we think about it, for that person that was married for 25 years
Sure.
and they happen to lose their spouse, unfortunately, or whatever the case may be, then you're saying that that person would never ever find anybody else.
Yeah.
They would never ever find love again because that was the one and only person for them.
Yeah, and I
So
just feel
it's
like
not
God
true.
is so much more loving.
He is.
Heaven is not bankrupt. We won't preach to y'all today, but
No,
those
we're
are some
not.
of the things that I believe. Again, I'm going to put it in a disclaimer. It's nowhere in the Bible. I don't have a scripture or anything to reference
no,
it.
and it's not
but I just
seen
believe in
anywhere
my
in the Bible
heart
as well.
Yeah, I just believe in my heart that there are several different people that you can be with
Yeah, put it
several
like this,
different
there are
characteristics.
choices.
Yeah.
We all have choices to
As a
make.
free moral
So
agent.
at the end of the day, you go through your life and you pick and choose
Sure.
who you would want to have in your life. But
And have a
don't get me
relationship with.
wrong. There are multiple people when
Sure. Mm-hmm.
you're looking for those relationships. You may find one person that has 5 of the top things that you're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and the other 10 they don't. Then you may run into somebody else that has 12 of the 15 things that you're looking for. And you may very well run into somebody that only has one.
But it's the most main thing.
But it's the main thing that you're looking
That
for.
you're looking
So it's
for,
kind of
so-
like everybody that you may come across may have some form of what it is that you're looking for,
Yeah.
but it's your choice to choose.
Yeah.
But again, at the end of
Choose
the day,
wisely. Now,
yeah,
choose
definitely
wisely
choose
because
wisely.
you don't want to waste time. Time is the one resource, asset,
We can't get back.
luxury that you can't get back. And so once
Yeah.
you've invested time, you've invested your tears and heart, sweat.
Yeah.
You know,
Let it be with
choose
somebody
wisely.
that kind of checks off
I think I chose wisely.
some of those things on your list. Yeah, you did.
I think I chose wisely, but there were options. English had options.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're not gonna
he
talk
had
about
options.
my
I had
options.
options. I mean,
Well,
I won't get
everybody
into it.
has
Everybody has
options.
options, but you know,
But it's the choice.
somehow opposites attract
That's extremely true.
because we're totally opposite.
We are. She's a talker. I'm not.
He doesn't relay any information.
But it's okay.
I'm affectionate. You're less affectionate.
Hey, but I'm growing. We've been together, married for 8 years, and we've been together for what, 9?
It's like pulling nails and teeth.
Hey, it happens like that sometimes.
No
But it
worries.
is what it is.